Namaste, Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to MMK The Eagle's View. So please do subscribe this channel. Hope we are giving quality updates. Yes, we are taking your feedback very seriously. Definitely we will keep on improving this program and the content. It's an ongoing journey. We always respect and value your feedback, but please do subscribe and share this channel to your friends and family. Now today we are going to see a very important update on the notorious neighbor of India, that's Pakistan. So Pakistan's Mianwali Air Force Base, it's a training center where they train pilots and their airmen. It's a very big military establishment, a static establishment, which came under a terrorist attack on 4th of November early morning. Now, as per the Pakistan's ISPR's official record, they said 9 terrorists have been killed. We have averted and thwarted their attack. Initially in the morning they said we have killed 3 terrorists, we have isolated 3 terrorists, and then our army along with paramilitary and special forces of Pakistan, which is SSG, they all working together to eliminate the terrorists. Finally they came up with this thing that 9 terrorists have been sent to hell, followed by their politicians standard copy paste, because they always have this copy paste habit. Every day terrorist attack, if it happens once in a while, fine, every leader has to prepare and customize it as per the incident. But here it's a regular affair, so they just copy paste and just change the name, we salute our martyrs and blah blah blah. So eventually this is the official record of Pakistan, and they also admitted 3 of their different training aircrafts, which is not in use anymore, has been destroyed, and a fuel bowser which stores the air turbine fuel has been set on fire. Now let's come to the real update. So we can see the video on the screen. We will update it in our Telegram and WhatsApp channel. It's a clear attack, very precise strike on the Pakistani military establishment. In this case, it's a Mianwali training airbase. So what they have done is, the organization which took responsibility for this is Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan. It's an offshoot of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Now you have a question, why they keep on changing names? It's a principle in in terrorism where they mutate. For example, Lashkar-e-Toiba, which is typically an Islamic name which relates that organization to Islam, Lashkar-e-Toiba has been renamed to the Resistance Front. Now when you look at Resistance Front and show it to somebody in Europe or America or elsewhere, they say there is some suppression which is happening in India. That's why these guys are resisting. It looks like more like a democratic movement or a movement which is against the state oppression, fascism and so on so. So now this is precisely done to kind of camouflage your identity. You don't call yourself with ideological or religion based names. You call yourself with some name which is somewhat linked to communism or socialism, where you always have a template of the oppressed people are picking up arms and they're fighting up against a state, or maybe a state player or non-state player. Now same thing happened with SIMI, a Student Islamic Movement of India, later on transformed themselves into Popular Front of India. Now Popular Front of India. This seems to be a quote unquote a very secular name. So that's how this mutation happened. Similarly, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan as an offshoot of Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan. This organization, the offshoot, will launch sensational attacks. It's basically meant for a suicide attack. Like Jaish-e-Mohammed, which is very active, used to be very active in Kashmir, doesn't do regular confrontation with the security forces. They do spectacular, sensational attacks. Say for example, Uri, or even the Pathankot airbase, these guys were there. So they were known to be they are known as a suicide squad. Why? Because a brand which does lot of steps, a terrorist organization which does lot of steps, right from smuggling to extortion to killing bombs and hurling grenades and ambush. Then the suicide attack is a very storming into a military establishment is a very sensational thing. So it creates fear. It instills fear on not only the people but also the security forces who are dealing with it. So in the days when we are in army, when we hear about JEM, Jaish-e-Mohammed, eyebrows slightly raised, because we got to be very careful, because these guys are there to attack us and create sensation. Now, this is what is precisely happening here. This is what has been precisely happening here. So, the name has been changed to create sensation. They will be now specialized in attack on security forces. The real scenario is, if you see the video, at least 50 Pakistani soldiers and SSG commandos have been killed. 3 Pakistani aircrafts have been destroyed, which is Pakistan is agreeing officially, but it is in the tune of 7 to 8. They were trainer aircrafts, they were not defense aircrafts. Satellite imagery of before and after the attack clearly shows that the hangar has been set on fire. A massive fuel bowser under fuel storage, which stores as ATF, has also been attacked, and the attack lasted for almost 8 to 14 hours. Only then they were able to compete. Now, how did they get inside? Now, this is a very interesting thing. We have a learning in this as well. They have used foldable aluminum ladders. It's easy to carry, lightweight, and it is very flexible, and it is very, that tensile strength is high. So, they have used it. Generally, if you see the military base, Air Force base, generally they have a compound height of almost 20 feet and above. So, they are able to climb up and then climb down. Their target airbase is a very huge area. There is runway, there is accommodation, there is technical, there is ATC, lot of stuff. But their primary target was to take off the aircrafts, not the people in there. Soldiers there inside were the secondary target. That's part of the process. When you start attacking an hangar, the soldiers will come and have a firefight with you. Eventually, you shoot them down. So that's the point. But the main objective here is to destroy the Pakistani aircrafts. If any air force, if their aircrafts are destroyed when they are parked, that's the biggest shame the country can face it actually. If it is in the air, if it is been shot down by the enemy aircraft, that's part of the warfare. Whoever has the better armament, who sees first, that's a very different dynamics in the battlefield. But a parked aircraft or a parked ship or a parked submarine, if it is getting destroyed by it's a very low cost attack. So this 8-9 terrorists would have costed them say nothing more than say 5 lakhs per each terrorist, would not be more than 50 lakhs for this entire thing. But imagine 5 of their frontline aircrafts like F-16 being taken off, it's going to cost them a bomb. So this is a very serious problem for Pakistan now. Now let's look at some statistics. In the past 10 months, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province alone has recorded 665 terrorist attacks, which on an average makes it to 2 terrorist attacks per day. When you have something like this, 2 terrorist attacks per day, it clearly means that area is actually not in your control. Neither your army could able to stop it, or your security forces or paramilitary ranges, or even your Pakistan ranges could stop it. So that area is completely out of control as of now for Pakistan. And there are unconfirmed news that Pakistan has compromised with TTP, handing over few villages where TTP wants Sharia law to be implemented. So those areas are right now governed by TTP and not by the Pakistani government. In which way the Pakistani government doesn't exist. Now let's look at the second major attack which happened a few days before. So this is in a place called Gavadar, where we know that there is a famous Chinese port which has been built, part of the BRI initiative. Now, if you look at the road which connects these two towns, it's a very scenical highway which runs parallel to the sea. It's a coastal road. Here, the importance of this particular road is this is a road where the Chinese travel a lot. A lot of Chinese, thousands of Chinese are there working in the port. So these guys use this road very frequently, and also the cargo movements, a lot of cargo movement happens there. So the Balochistan Liberation Army has done a tremendous ambush here. They have killed 14 Pakistani soldiers. Again, this is an ISPR official record of Pakistan, but ground says it's more than 23. So 23 Pakistani soldiers have been killed, and almost another equal number of them were injured. And the way this ambush has taken, in YouTube we cannot publish that videos. Your viewers' discretion is required. We will try to publish it. It is a classic military operation. It's a textbook example of how an ambush need to be done. It is so precise. They knew what they were doing. They waited. In an ambush, when you lay an ambush and when you let an enemy come in, generally you tend to be trigger happy and open up fire. You kind of try to preempt the firing. But a trained soldier with a good amount of combat skills will wait and he will wait till the last soldier comes in and then he opens up fire, and he will ensure that the maximum number of the enemies are getting killed. Precisely that's what the BLA has done here. So it was right under their nose. These people got killed. And there was one more suicide attack, a remote IED attack on Dera Ismail Khan district, where 6 Pakistani police got killed and 24 got injured. And there is one taluk in Kuluchi where 5 police guys got killed and 24 others got injured. Again, it's kind of a suicide attack. So we have seen increases in number of ambushes being laid, number of suicide attacks on the military establishment, number of suicide attacks on crowded places, in police stations, in religious gatherings. Now this is a classic cocktail of what it used to happen in, say for example, Iraq or Syria. So precisely this is where these guys are heading to. And now there are other incidents which we can say on 19th August there was a bus which was carrying Shia pilgrims, people on a pilgrimage in Balochistan. So there was a suicide attack on that, and 14 people got killed, 20 got injured. ISKP, which is Islamic State Khorasan province, claimed the responsibility. ISKP is again kind of a pet child of ISI. There is ISI, there is ISI within ISI, there is a deep state. So this ISKP is basically to check Taliban. If Taliban goes out of control from the hands of ISI, how do we manage Talibans? It's by ISKP. Now there is a roadside bomb on 7th August which was actually targeted a Pakistani politician called Ishaq Aqub. This is in Balochistan. So luckily this guy ended up saving his life, but eventually 3 of his bodyguards got killed. And then we have 14th August incident. We all know Pakistan celebrates its Independence Day. Now TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan has given them Independence Day wish on 14th August by doing a suicide attack in Quetta. They stormed into a military post and killed scores of policemen there. So we can keep on adding the number of attacks, but the crux of the story here is Pakistan is losing its control on all its own, grown terrorist organizations. The terror factory eventually has multiple terrorist organizations, 45 to be precise, which is very, very active. And if you look at the Terror Watch website, there are you can keep on reading the names. It will take quite some time for us to complete the video, so we can avoid it. Their terror factory is intact, it is on, it is breeding. But it is out of control of neither from the ISI or from the army or from the deep ISI or from the government. So today we don't have a government. We have the Nawaz Sharif edition being bought back, and Nawaz Sharif edition being bought back, and they have kind of Nawaz Sharif been bought back and he has been groomed, and then all the in Hindi we used to say Saat Khoon Maaf. All his previous paps are all cleared. He took a holy dip in Sindh and then he came back. Now he is going to be the puppet prime minister. I don't know for how long. Imran Khan will be in jail forever, at least for the next 5-6 years, or he may get some diseases or being executed or killed by a prisoner, a low class prisoner inside the prison. So something or other drama will happen. So there is no government, there is no economy. There is no control of state authorities in Balochistan and in KP. Half of the province is not there under their control. Loans after loans, begging after begging, and then the Pakistan army losing its control on their favorite terrorist it's a cause of serious concern for Pakistan and also for us. Now why when we look at the reason why this is happening, now these guys came up with something called Operation Sweep. They called illegal immigrants. They don't say Afghans, they call it as illegal immigrants. 15th of August, 2 years before, Imran Khan gave a very famous speech, Talibans have broken the shackles of slavery, we are bye-bye, we are both Islamic nations, we are Muslim Brotherhood and all this. Now there is an estimate of 25 to 30 lakh Afghan refugees who stay inside Pakistan in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, but these are the guys who didn't come here just like yesterday or day before yesterday. They were there since 1970s when Russia invaded Afghanistan. A lot of refugee movement happened. Later, then Americans invaded them. Again, a lot of refugee movements happened. And then Taliban 1 and then Taliban 2. So this is a pile up of inventory of all those 4 or 5 major crises which Afghanistan faced. Pakistan was smartly using them. Even in fact, Americans were smartly using them to create Taliban. Al Qaeda's first set of cadre came from these refugees, because when you're a refugee, you're out in open, you live in tents, you don't have proper food, you don't know what's your future, you don't know what's your motherland. Then you are vulnerable to become radicalized. That's what the breeding ground means. So these guys were radicalized to a larger extent, so that they get brainwashed. So Al Qaeda, ISIS Khorasan, ISIS is the initial one, and then Islamic Jihad, and then we have Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan. So all these organizations were recruiting from these refugee camps. Now Pakistanis have felt, especially the army has felt, that now it's high time that we need to stop this, because these guys are fighting against us and they are becoming a nuisance to us. Now they want to throw them out inside Pakistan. But imagine a scale of 30 lakh people being thrown out overnight. So far they are able to manage to throw out 1.5 lakh Afghanis by opening up their border. Taliban are in no financial state to take them and to shelter them and to feed them. So these people have no way to go. So Taliban in fact is encouraging them to stay put there, because that's called Pashtuni nationalism. I don't believe in the Durand line, the border which was done within British officer who said this part of Durand line is Afghanistan and this part of Durand line is Pakistan. In fact, more Pashtunis live in Pakistan than Afghanistan. So they don't respect or even consider that line to be a border between two countries. They say you stay put there and screw the Pakistani guys. So Pakistan army is losing its grip on possibly all the things which it was so proud to control at one point of time. The country is slowly heading into a disastrous phase, and eventually this level of disaster will possibly split this country in the near future. So we will track, we'll keep a very good track of Pakistan and the developments here. But this is not a welcoming news for us. The spillover of this may come into India as well, especially in Kashmir and Punjab. Now, one thing we need to look at is all the arms which has been used in this suicide attack on Mian Wali air base is of American origin. So when all the experts were analyzing at one point of time, why did America leave so much of weapons? So Biden said, no, it is the logistics cost is more than bringing the weapons back to US, so that's why we left it. That's not the reasons. Americans are not fools. They want these guys to fight among themselves. They want their faction of Taliban to be intact, and ISKP is a brainchild of ISA. If Taliban goes there out of hands, then you use ISKP, and if Taliban go out of hand for America, they can use ISKP. And this is how the checks and balances have to be there. So these guys have to keep fighting among themselves. The American soldiers can safely live. So that's a strategy it was adopted, but unfortunately this weapon has come into the smuggled markets. From there through the grey market, it reached I think possibly every nook and corner of the world. Thanks to America once again. So we'll come out with one more update on this very soon. Thank you all. Jai Hind.